Here are the top stories for today, December 30, 2019. President Rodrigo Duterte and his daughter, Davao City Mayor Sara Duterte, led the commemorative Rizal Day rites in Davao City. Malacanang said the U.S. entry ban against Philippine officials responsible for the arrest of Senator Laila de Lima is validated. Malacanang appealed to the New People's Army to honor the ceasefire deal with the government troops. And Cabinet Secretary Carlo Nograles encouraged the public to make MMFF viewing an annual family Christmas tradition. Good day, I'm William Theo. Welcome to the PNA Newsroom. President Rodrigo Duterte called on the youth to follow the example of Jose Rizal by thinking of the greater good. During the commemoration of the 123rd anniversary of the martyrdom of the Rizal, Duterte recognized how his life and legacy has inspired countless others to dedicate their lives to serve the nation. Duterte and his daughter, Davao City Mayor Sara Duterte Carpio, led the commemorative Rizal Day rites at the Rizal Park in Davao City on Monday morning. Meanwhile, presidential spokesperson Salvador Panelo said Rizal's passing did not go to waste as it fueled the reawakening of our forefathers to stand up against the excesses or abuses of the colonizers. Malacanang on Sunday encouraged Filipinos to get an inspiration from the country's national hero to help them become agents of genuine change. Presidential spokesperson Salvador Panelo on Sunday assured that the best is yet to come in 2020. This as Panelo welcomed the results of the December 13 to December 16 poll conducted by the social weather stations, which showed that 96% of Filipinos is entering 2020 with hope rather than with fear. Panelo noted a similar survey conducted by Pulse Asia on December 3 to 8 found that 93% of Filipinos are welcoming the new year with hope and positivity. He said the palace wishes a happy, peaceful, and successful 2020 for the country. Meanwhile, PCOO Secretary Martin Andanar on Saturday said all Filipinos will have a better future if they give their full support to the Duterte administration's policies and programs. Malacanang on Sunday confirmed the United States entry ban imposed on Philippine officials responsible for the arrest of Senator Laila de Lima is valid. Panelo's remarks came after political blogger RJ Nieto, in his December 28 column published on the Manila Bulletin, claimed that the supposed U.S. entry ban against Philippine officials purportedly behind de Lima's detention was nowhere to be found in the final version of the U.S. 2020 budget signed by American President Donald Trump. De Lima slammed Nieto for merely looking at one document and concluding that it does not contain the provision. De Lima said the U.S. travel ban remains in force unless specifically negated. Panelo said Philippine Ambassador to the U.S. Jose Manuel Babes Romualdez has confirmed that there is indeed a law that bars de Lima's jailers from setting foot on the American soil. The travel ban prompted President Duterte to block the entry of Durbin and Leyte to the Philippines. Duterte also sternly warned to impose a visa application for all U.S. citizens who wish to visit the Philippines in case the United States denies entry to Filipino officials linked to de Lima's arrest. Panelo was confident that the latest developments would not have an adverse impact on Manila's ties with Washington. More cities are coming up with measures in welcoming the new year. In a continuing effort to urge people to refrain from lighting illegal and hazardous firecrackers that might cause death or injuries, the Marikina City government will once again hold its community-based fireworks display and year-end concert on December 30th. Mayor Marcelino Teodoro said these annual activities are being held for free to the public by the city government with the aim to lessen the incidence of firecracker-related injuries and damages to properties. Meanwhile, the Makati City government implements a ban on the use of firecrackers to ensure the safety of Makatizens in welcoming the new year. Here are the list of banned firecrackers. And in Taguig, all roads will lead to what is said to be the biggest street party in Metro Manila, as the whole stretch of Bonifacio High Street will be transformed into a huge party place on December 31st. Taguig's countdown to the new year will kick off with a celebration of a Holy Mass at 6 p.m. to be followed by performances by various artists. And in Bulacan, business has started to get brisk in Bocaue, known as the fireworks capital of the country. The bulk of sales are expected on Monday, since the celebration for the New Year revelry will start midnight. Joven Sanong, president of the Pyrotechnic Regulatory Board of Bulacan, said the most sought-after items are fountains, sparklers, and big aerial fireworks displays. Still to come, Malacanang appealed to the New People's Army to honor the ceasefire deal with the government troops. The death toll from Typhoon Orsola has risen to 47. More on these when the PNA Newsroom continues.
Ito ang Duterte on Duty. Ulat sa ginagawa ng Presidente.
December 9, Lunes, Malacanang. Pinangunahan ni Pangulong Rodrigo Duterte ang Joint AFP-PNP Command Conference. Pinanumpa niya ang mga bagong talagang general, flag officers ng AFP at star rank officers ng PNP. Pinuri niya ang Philippine Army Shooting Contingent na nag-uwi ng 22 medalya mula sa ASEAN Army's Rifle Meet 2019 sa Indonesia. Hinarap niya rin ang mga labor attachés mula sa Department of Labor and Employment at tinanggap ang miniature Duterte dolls mula sa toy maker na si Dennis Mendoza. December 10, Martes, Malacanang. Pinanumpa ni Pangulong Duterte ang mga na-promote na uniformed personnel mula sa Bureau of Fire Protection, Bureau of Jail Management and Penology at Philippine Coast Guard. Pinuri at pinasalamatan niya ang AFP Council of Sergeant Majors sa pagpapanatiling ligtas ng bansa. Nagkaroon din ng pagtitipon para sa naulila ng mga pulis at sundalong namatay habang nagsiservisyo sa bayan. December 14, Linggo, Orsola. Pinarangalan ng Pangulo ang mga nagpapagaling na sundalo at pulis sa Camp Teodolfo Bautista Hospital. Nasugatan sila sa engkwentro kontra Abu Sayyaf sa Patikul, Sulu. Binisita rin ng Pangulo ang mga sundalo ng 11th Infantry Division. December 17, Martes, Quezon City. Dumalo si Pangulong Duterte sa 84th anniversary ng Armed Forces of the Philippines sa Camp Aguinaldo.
Ang sundalo kasi natin, sundalo ng bayan at utusan ng bayan at runner ng bayan at lahat na. Kagaya nangyari sa Mindanao, may earthquake, nandoon sila. Pag magbaha, nandoon sila.
At least 47 people were killed due to the onslaught of Typhoon Orsola as of Sunday. According to the NDRRMC, the 5 fatalities are from Oriental Mindoro, 2 in Occidental Mindoro, 5 in Capiz, 5 in Aklan, 16 in Iloilo, 1 in Cebu, 1 in Southern Leyte, 5 in Leyte, 1 in Biliran, 5 in Eastern Samar, and 1 in Samar. Meanwhile, the number of injured is 143, while the missing is placed at 9, all recorded in Mimaropa, Western Visayas, Central Visayas, and Eastern Visayas. The number of families affected by Orsola is now placed at 482,350, which is equivalent to 1,979,155 persons in Mimaropa, Western Visayas, Central Visayas, and Eastern Visayas, and the Caraga region. Amid the plan to revive peace negotiations, Malacanang on Sunday appealed to the New People's Army to honor the ceasefire deal with government troops. The holiday ceasefire between the state forces and the NPA insurgents will expire on January 7, 2020. Despite the truce, there have been reported attacks by suspected NPA members in Labo, Camarines Norte, Tubungan, Iloilo, and Quezon Province on the very first day of the ceasefire. A soldier was killed and 6 others were wounded in an attack in Camarines Norte, while 2 cops were wounded in Iloilo. Presidential spokesperson Salvador Panelo said President Duterte has decided to ignore the attacks for the sake of the planned resumption of talks with the National Democratic Front. Duterte has decided to hold a one-on-one meeting with Communist Party of the Philippines founder Jose Maria Joma Sison following the series of attacks launched by the NPA. Panelo said the chief executive is still eager to meet Sison before the formal revival of talks. In our business news, the Philippines' agricultural sector is seen to post robust growth of at least 2.5% in the last 3 months of 2019, despite natural and man-made challenges. Agricultural Secretary William Dar said the country's agri-fisheries sector is expected to grow modestly at 2.5% to 3% in the fourth quarter of the year. The farm and fisheries sector posted a faster than expected 2.87% growth in the third quarter. Major challenges included the falling prices of palay and copra, the high retail price of rice, the outbreak of the African swine fever, fall armyworm infestation in corn, and typhoons. Dar said decisive measures to arrest falling prices of palay as well as strict biosecurity and quarantine measures were the key factors in upturning the crops and hog subsectors. Early warning announcements have also helped minimize losses from typhoons. He expressed optimism that the agriculture sector's growth would be sustained in the last 2.5 years of the Duterte administration. A peace advocate group has appealed to the Duterte administration and communist rebels to honor the unilateral and reciprocal ceasefire the two parties respectively declared. Bishop Felix Berto Calang, a member of the Iglesia Filipina Independiente and the convener of the Sowing of Seeds of Peace, called on both parties to remain calm and sober as the truce is in effect. Government forces engaged communist insurgents in Barangay Baay, Labo, Camarines Norte, and Barangay Singon, Tugbungan, Iloilo on December 23rd, the first day of the ceasefire. Calang said his group welcomed the 15-day ceasefire and the impending revival of the peace talks between the government and the National Democratic Front of the Philippines. The bishop added that he hopes the incidents will not hinder the looming resumption of the peace talks. Balay Mindanao, another peace group, expressed its optimism to the reopening of the talks as it called on both parties to work in addressing the roots of conflict. Up next, 2 Filipinos are killed in a crash in Singapore. And Cabinet Secretary Carlo Nograles encouraged the public to make MMFF viewing an annual family Christmas tradition. The PNA Newsroom returns after these reminders.
Pag may pumutok na volcano, sila yung nauna. Pag may flooding, sila yung nauna. At lahat na may landslide, sila yung kukot-kot doon sa lupa. At kung may gulo, nandoon sila. If there is their order, they establish order. If there is a lawless environment, they provide stability. Ang sundalo natin, atong mga sundalo, they are everything. And that is why you should love your soldier. Tayong mga Pilipino, tulungan natin.
Malacanang. Naganda ng Thanksgiving party si Paulong Duterte para sa mga miyembro ng LGBT Pilipinas. December 18, Miyerkules, Malacanang. Pinuri at pinarangalan ni Pangulong Duterte ang mga atletang Pinoy na nagbigay karangalan sa bansa sa katatapos lang na SEA Games 2019.
I just take this opportunity to congratulate everyone who played an integral part in its success. This outcome serves as a testament of the great things we can achieve when we work together. The blood, sweat, and tears that you have shed to earn this prestigious recognition is truly inspiring.
December 20, Biyernes, Quirino Grandstand. Pinanood ng Pangulo ang kauna-unahang Presidential Silent Drill Competition na layong ipakita sa publiko ang importansya ng Reserve Officers Training Corps o ROTC. Ako po si Secretary Martin Andanar at ito ang Duterte on Duty. Abangan sa susunod na linggo ang mga gagawin ng Pangulo.
In other news, 2 Filipinos died when a car plowed into a sidewalk outside the Lucky Plaza in Orchard Road in Singapore on Sunday. Philippine Consul General in Singapore, Adrian Bernie Candolada, confirmed on Monday that all 6 women involved in the accident are female domestic workers. Police said the car went off the road and ran through a group of Filipino women on the roadside. 4 others remain in the hospital due to injuries, with 2 in critical condition. The Department of Foreign Affairs meanwhile condoled with the families of the 2 Filipino fatalities. It said the DFA is in touch with authorities for the repatriation of their remains. Environment personnel have limited the entry of visitors to a declared tarsier sanctuary on Mount Matutum in South Cotabato. The Protected Area Management Office of the Mount Matutum Protected Landscape has limited the entry of visitors to the tarsier sanctuary in Barangay Linan, Tupi Town. Area Superintendent Forester Gabriel Baute said the influx of visitors might disturb the tarsiers, dubbed as the world's smallest primate, and threaten their natural habitat. Meantime, the municipal government of Tupi has adopted a program dubbed Voluntourism, which raises awareness on the need to protect the tarsiers and their sanctuary. Through the program, visitors are tagged to help plant trees at the site and its immediate environs. The Department of Environment and Natural Resources, or DENR, declared parts of Barangay Linan, Tupi as a tarsier sanctuary in 1997. It declared the Philippine tarsier as especially protected faunal species and mandated the establishment of appropriate sanctuaries for them. The Philippines welcomed its 8th million foreign tourists as they arrived last Friday. Husband and wife Tamio and Yachio Imamoto from Japan were welcomed by the Tourism Assistant Secretary Roberto Alabado III and a group of media practitioners at the Ninoy Aquino International Airport upon their arrival from Tokyo. The Imamoto couple, both 71 years of age, is in Manila for an 11-day trip to the country, including Baler Town in Aurora Province. Yachio expressed her gratitude for the warm welcome, saying she was momentarily surprised with the kind of reception she got. Tamio said he loves coming back to the Philippines for the warm weather as well as its famous mangoes. The Imamotos will receive a round-trip ticket from Japan to Manila and an all-expense-paid domestic tour package to Siargao in 2020. The official said the Imamotos' visit marks the country's highest foreign arrival to date at 8 million. Christmas is not only for gift-giving and merrymaking. In Metro Manila, it's also the time to indulge and pay tribute to Filipino cinema. That's why Filipinos are encouraged time and time again to support the Metro Manila Film Festival. Janice Cave has the story.
To boost support for local films, Cabinet Secretary Carlo Nograles encouraged the public to make the viewing of the Metro Manila Film Festival movies an annual family Christmas tradition. Nograles, the chairperson of the MMFF Board of Jurors for the 3rd straight year, said Filipino children should be exposed to Filipino films the same way they are introduced to Filipino literature as they grow up. A total of 8 films of different genres made it to the annual MMFF, which will run from December 25 until the first week of January 2020. Awarded the best MMFF film this year was Mindanao, which bagged 10 awards on Friday night. The other entries are Kulyon, Miracle in Cell Number 7, Triple Trouble, Mission Unstoppable, Sunod, The More the Merrier, and Right About Love. Nograles lauded the organizers and participants of the 45th MMFF for their efforts to provide a venue to showcase Filipino talent and the best of the Philippine film industry. The cabinet secretary said it was a challenge to pick the best film in the MMFF because all of the entries are outstanding in their own right. Nograles said he respects Filipino artists involved in local television and film production as some of the best in their craft. For the PNA Newsroom, I'm Janice Cave.
Here's another look at today's biggest stories. President Rodrigo Duterte and his daughter, Davao City Mayor Sara Duterte, led the commemorative Rizal Day rites in Davao City. Malacanang said the U.S. entry ban against Philippine officials responsible for the arrest of Senator Laila de Lima is validated. Malacanang appealed to the New People's Army to honor the ceasefire deal with the government troops. And Cabinet Secretary Carlo Nograles encouraged the public to make MMFF viewing an annual family Christmas tradition. Thank you for watching another episode of the PNA Newsroom. To check out more news content, check our webpage or head onto the Philippine News Agency's Facebook and Twitter accounts. For more stories about the government and how it serves Filipinos, look for these hashtags in all of our social media platforms and websites. We are shown on the pages of the PCOO and its attached agencies. Also, watch us on television on PTV4 and IBC 13. And that's your daily dose of the biggest stories that you need to know from the PNA Newsroom. I am William Theo. Good day.